Okay, everybody, welcome back. Happy Tuesday for those that are here live. Happy whatever day of the week it is for you. Thanks so much for joining us on the Boost. Yesterday we started talking about identity and how when you're at the brink, when you're pushed to the wall, what comes forth is your identity. You always do the things that you identify with. Now you can slowly change your identity. Totally. Let's go into health. Only because it's an easier example. If you've ever done this before, where you're like totally healthy, acting amazing, like you're eating well, you feel good, you're exercising, you ever have those moments, it becomes who you are. You walk into some, wedding or party or whatever, and there's like all this terrible food, you're cool. It doesn't even bother you. Then like slowly you drop it, you start eating a little less healthy, and you wake up one morning and like you're just out. You walk into the same party and you're just eating everything, right? So it can shift. But the more you are something, the more you have this strength that allows you to do the things you need to do to get to the greatness you deserve when you can't do anymore. When you can't do anymore. That's it. When you're at the wall, when you have nothing left inside, that's when identity comes out. That's who I am comes out. When you don't want to do something, that's when it comes out. Anyone who's ever started their business, you know this. If you have a moment, or if you run your own business, you understand the difference between having to make a phone call to get a client, even though you don't want to, and not having to do it. Because many times, if you're in someone else's business and you're collecting a paycheck, as you get pushed to do certain things, you just can't do it. The minute it's your money, it's your sales commission, it's your company, it's your mortgage, all of a sudden you can do things you couldn't do. How come? The answer is you always could have done it, but you didn't push yourself because it doesn't connect to your identity. How you see yourself is what's going to navigate your decisions. So it's the battles you're going to fight, no matter what. And last week, as we were discussing this concept of infinite consciousness, of rethinking the concept of spirituality, of recognizing that we are one piece of the energy, of the universal energy, godliness. When you live with that, I don't mean when you just hear it. You can hear anything. When you live with it, that means when you actually allow the concept that you are a piece of the divine. That means that you at your core is infinite. Like, understand that you're infinite. You have a finite structure around you to navigate you through a finite world. And that thing that you have around you is not infinite. The body isn't infinite, but your essence is infinite. Sure, the astronaut walking around on the moon has to worry that if his spacesuit wears out, he can't survive on the moon because the spacesuit is finite. But the astronaut is not the spacesuit. Right? The body is what we use to talk to each other, to interact with each other, to interact with this world. And it's finite. But that's not who we are. Who we are is infinite. Now, when that's your identification, which is the hardest thing in the world, which may take an entire lifetime to fully understand, and that, I believe, is a life worth living. Can you imagine in your life to get to a place where you identify with infinite? Can you just imagine what life would look like? I don't mean now I'll jump off a building. Sometimes those people identify more with the finite than the infinite. They just realize that it's finite, so they're going to enjoy what they have during the finite period. I mean infinite. I'm tapped into an energy source that I don't necessarily am aware of. When you identify with being infinite, when you identify with this resource inside me that is more powerful than my finite brain can wrap itself around, you are now putting yourself in a different position when you're in the crossroads of greatness and comfort. It's no longer should I, could I, can I. It's who you are. You may have to prioritize the areas in which you want to explore your greatness and fight against your comfort, but that's a question of priority. But who you are, when you feel that exhaustion, when you feel that fear of someone else, when you feel that anxiety of I can't, it cuts against who you are, which is a source that can, by its own definition, which is a source that you don't have any idea about how powerful you could be. And it's only in the moments of where you feel like you can't can you possibly extract what you can. See, that's the difference. The difference is that the people that understand and identify with this resource, this source of infiniteness, understand that the only real way I can ever experience myself is through the moments of discomfort, so to speak. Is through the moments outside my comfort zone. Is when I'm in the greatness space. Because if I'm in comfort, I'm living in my finite. But when I'm out of my comfort, when I'm out of my physical abilities, whether it's my mental abilities and I'm pushing myself, whether it's my emotional abilities and I'm extending my own ability to connect to others and to feel someone else's pain and to and empathize or sympathize, whatever it is, whether it's my physical abilities. I'm maintaining my health, but I'm going to push myself here because I need to. When you get into that space, what ends up happening is that something shifts in your mind where the greatness that I'm fighting for isn't a nice extra to my life. Greatness is the only way that I can possibly understand me. Because me is bigger than the physicalness that I have. And the physicalness that I have, when it expresses itself and I need to be comfortable, is actually holding back the essence of me, which is trying to strive for greatness. Right? I'm the flame, not the wick. Trying to reach up off what is a necessary piece of my existence, which is the wick. But I'm the flame. And the only way I have expression is when I'm challenging my finiteness. Hope that makes sense. All right, let's talk about it. Let's explore this tomorrow. But think about that for a second. The only way to really get to know you comes as you extend past your physicalness, your comfort, your body, even your own mind. All right, we'll talk about it. All right, everybody, have a great day. God's help. See you again tomorrow.
Living on a lifeline, the world doesn't ever seem to change. Looking for the sunshine, but you're caught up in the rain. It's like your eyes are wide open, but you cannot see. You're watching life pass you by like 1, 2, 3. Walking in destruction, the winds of life blur your vision. All the devastation forever feels like you're on the run. It's time. No one else can set you free. You're locked inside, and only you have got the key.